YouTube, what's going on? Professional Madden player T Davis back again, and today we're going to break down one of the best red zone plays in all of Madden 22. Now, if you guys have checked out my Colts/Eagles offensive playbook as well as my West Coast offensive ebooks, if you've checked out either of those ebooks, you would know that this red zone money play is in there along with a bunch of others. So if you guys haven't, check out my ebooks down, links in the description below. I have a Colts, Eagles, and West Coast offensive ebook, and these red zone money plays are included in there. So this is kind of an example of what's to come in the ebook. Now, when we're getting into this play here, you want to always have your bunch on the wide side of the field for this. So we move the ball close to the red zone. I like it more a little bit closer inside the 5 is where I like it. Inside the 10, definitely inside the 5. So this is one of the best 2-point conversion plays in the game as well. Now, you want to look for a play that has the running back on one of those great inverted in routes, so inside cross here, but that's not the only thing you need. So you need a running back on that route, but you also need your slot receiver on the smart road dig route. So we're in the Seattle Seahawks playbook here that play inside cross out a bunch, and inside cross you can find in a bunch of the gun bunch formations in the game, or playbooks in the game that have this gun bunch, but you can also use the play bunch drive out of the bunch offset formation. So that's why it's included in my Colts and ebooks offensive playbook. So you want either inside cross or bunch drive. I'm sure there's some others as well that have these two routes specifically on the field. You might even be able to find it in some other formations. So those are the type of things you're looking for. And of course, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel here on YouTube for the best pro Madden player tips, gameplays, ebooks, coachings, and much more. Of course, I do have the ebooks I mentioned. I also have coachings. Down links in the description below. Make sure you guys go ahead and give this video a like, comment down below. It really helps me out in the algorithm so that I can provide some of the best pro Madden content all on YouTube. I'm just trying to help you guys become better Madden players. So let's get into it here. Come out inside cross. And a thing that people do in the red zone on defense is they play a lot of the hard flats. So this will work versus pretty much any defense in the game, especially man and zone. But I want to break it down versus a popular thing you see is a lot of guys will shade down to play those hard flats in the red zone. So we come out in here, and you see I have it set up so that my bunch is to the wide side. So for example, though, if I if I was on the right hash marks, you always want to be aware of where you are on the hash marks. But if I was on the right hash mark, I would simply just flip my bunch. Right? You can do that pre-play. You can do that when you come out in the play. It doesn't matter. But you want the bunch to be on the wide side for this iteration. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it simply on the left so that our bunch is stocked to the right. But either way, you just want your bunch on the wide side of the field. So use those hash marks carefully. So first, what we want to do is put our circle receiver, or B if you're on Xbox, the outside bunch receiver here on the right. You want to put him on a flat route. So you press triangle, circle, and then left trigger on the controller. So it looks like that. Then you want to put your tight end on. I like to put him on a delayed drag, or they call it a block and release cross. But you can do a delay fade. You can do a block and release flat. You can just block him, to be honest. That's probably the simplest thing. You just block him. He's not really needed. I do like to put him on this cross in case for some reason nothing's open and I need to make something happen. I can release him. He goes on a little crossing route to the left. So that's what I prefer, but you can just block him if you want. And then finally, we put our left receiver, our solo side receiver, so square on PlayStation here. We put him on a smoke screen, so triangle, square, and then right trigger. So it looks like that. And what this does is create great spacing. So our first read is always going to be the running back. He's going to kind of get in between our flat route and the defender in the flat out there. So he gets in this little area that I'm going to show you guys that we can kind of low pass it, possession catch easy. Then if they go over to user that, and this plays good too because it stresses the user over the middle. So if the user runs with Singletary, we're going to have Diggs in the back of the end zone on that smart roaded dig route behind Cole Beasley there. So Cole Beasley kind of brings the defenders down, and we're able to throw Diggs. Now, if they play back a little bit, say they're not playing hard flats, and they go back to guard Diggs, we can just check it down to Beasley, make life simple on ourselves. And then if not, you obviously can run with the quarterback. You can release the tight end. But our main 3 reads are running back, R1, and then square. So I just wanted to kind of break it down for you guys. Of course, like I said, I'm trying to help you guys become better, trying to dissect what you're looking for before we even call hike. So now, let's go ahead and call hike a few times here. I like to motion out circle as well, give myself a little bit more space. But watch triangle here. He gets in this little area as soon as he passes that that looks like that safety right there. In that little area that we can throw it to. Now, you don't have to roll out. Obviously, I just did that to show you guys how open triangle will get. So you kind of wait for him to clear, and look how far out this flat receiver brings the flat defender out, allowing this little space in kind of the back of the end zone, middle of the end zone-ish area for our running back to clear, to get wide open. Now, if this guy would have played back, back of the end zone, we can just check it down to our flat, or we can even run it in with Josh Allen here. So we have a lot of options on this play. That's what makes it so good. So one more time here, let's go ahead and look for the running back, and then we'll break down some of the other routes. Motion it out. This time I'll stay in the pocket, and you see there he gets wide open, kind of clears the defenders, and we're able to bullet it in there. Now, I do recommend for this play, pretty much in Madden 22, you need a gunslinger quarterback. Just helps out so much, or set feet lead ability. Just helps out so much when passing the ball. So I would recommend that if you can. It's not needed, but it definitely makes the plays much better. So one more time here, let's look for Singletary. Wait for him to clear. I threw that a little bit too early. That hook zone's playing it pretty well over there. So, like I said, you can roll out to make it a little bit better. It just depends on the running back's route too. But this time you see there, he gets it open in that little area. So now let's go ahead and look to the left side, because sometimes, of course, they're going to start to use that, right? You hit them with that a few times. They're like, okay, I'm going to take away that running back. This time is when we're going to look to the backside here. We're going to be looking for R1 as he kind of gets behind the defense. If we wait for him, you see there he gets behind that hard flat defender in the back of the pylon. Now, you can also high pass it sometimes as well. I don't prefer that. But if you see it's like not really there, you can go ahead and high pass it like this, and that'll make a diving catch animation in the back of the end zone as well. Now, you can even run this a little bit closer. Like this works literally from inside the 10 to the 1 yard line. So we'll do it one last time here to R1, and we'll roll out just to make it a little bit better, get a little more space, back of the end zone, boom. Now, like I said, if the corner would play back onto, so for example, let's come out in a kind of a deeper shell defense. Let me come out in inside cross again, and we will go with cover 3 sky this time. So, for example, if they're playing back now onto R1, that's when we would just literally check it down to Beasley, right? They're playing back. We would check it down to Beasley here, try to make a play out of it. So, kind of not the best example there, but if they have their zone drops on like 20, 25 yards, which you see a lot of, you can just check it down to Beasley underneath. And sometimes you can fight to get in the end zone there as well. So, that's kind of your third read, but of course, you're looking for the main two. But yeah, sometimes you can do that, check it down if needed, if they're guarding R1. But just look at how good it still is versus cover 3 regular here. You'll see one of these routes is still going to be open. So if you look here, look at Singletary. He still gets in that little area, even versus the cover 3 shell where they're playing to the outsides and to the insides. And then finally, the only other things I would recommend is just trying to make a play with your quarterback. If those 3 things aren't open, make a play with your quarterback. Maybe release the tight end here, like that, and then or just run in with your quarterback. Having a scrambling quarterback obviously helps for this as well. Let me go ahead and see if I can release the tight end. I don't recommend that. It's definitely like the last resort, just because it's not that effective releasing the tight end. That's why I prefer you can just literally block him sometimes. But let me see if I can release him maybe here, make something happen. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. You can maybe make that something happen, but I recommend going with your main routes on this other running back, the dig route, and at the last resort, the last smoke screen. So one last time here, we will do it. And of course, first read, always the running back, but sometimes you will have R1 here over the middle as well. I had it wide open, just got batted at the line. So one last time here for the sake of the video. Motion out circle to give more room, and you see this time Singletary gets in that little area for the best red zone money play in the game. This is the play that all the pros are running as well. When you're on Twitch, if you're watching some of these Gun Bunch professionals, I've been running it all year long so far, just absolute money. You mix this in with a couple other things, and you create a dominant red zone scheme. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, smash this with a like, comment down below your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Plenty of content on the way. Appreciate you guys, man. Until next time, peace.